For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I want us all to say it together. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Regardless of the things I've done, my hope is found in perfect love. Oh, my hope is found in your open arms.
I started Embrace Grace because I had an unplanned pregnancy when I was 19, and I had grew up in a Christian home and I was active in the church, but I wasn't following the Lord. It was more about action and, going to church, but not any kind of relationship. And so whenever I got pregnant, I felt so much shame and I felt totally alone in a crowd of people. And I realized that a lot of people at church, they don't really know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry. So they just don't say anything and you feel alone in a crowded room. And so we really just stopped going. And no one really reached out to see if I was okay or anything like that. And so going through all of that and going through such a lonely season, it made me realize that we have power as the church. Like, we can be the answer to helping women get back on their feet. It's such a lonely season when you have an unplanned pregnancy. And you're not married, like a lot of your friends leave, they are going in a completely different direction, and you are at a crossroads of like, what direction do I go now? And I feel completely alone. And it's a perfect time for us as the church, because the church is a building, but we are the church. As the church, to be able to step in and say, hey, we're with you, and we're not going to kick you when you're down. We're going to pick you up when you fall, and we're going to walk with you, and we're going to help you go in the direction that the Lord wants you to go, where you're going to have a full life and enjoy life and empower women to be amazing moms that God equipped them to be. Like, this is, to me, this is feminism. This is empowering women to be able to be who God created them to be. And we as women, like, we together can change the world. And so we don't want to kick our sisters when they're down. We want to help them back up and get them back on the right path and in the right direction, and just help them realize that they can be brave, and together we can help them be brave and choose life.
My name is Ashley Romero. I got started with Embrace Grace by actually a place I went to for my pregnancy to confirm my pregnancy. I didn't realize it was a Christian-based clinic, and I had actually was considering not having a baby, and they handed me this box, and that's how I heard about Embrace Grace and got enrolled into the classes and just started everything. The love box made me feel like I was making the right decision when I opened it and saw the onesie and just knew that there was somebody there for me when I didn't have anybody. Just made me feel like I had the world as well as a baby in my womb. So when I first went to Embrace Grace, I was nervous. I didn't know if anyone else was going to be a young single mom like me, if I was the only one. I didn't really know my path at the moment, so I was a little lost, and then Embrace Grace made me feel like I had a place, I had support, and I had everything I needed to be a mom. So.
When I went through my unplanned pregnancy, one of the most encouraging bits of advice was from my grandma, and she told me that from this day forward, I will never be alone, and that I will always be loved, and I will never ever have to worry about if somebody loved me or not, because that little boy knew my heartbeat from the inside out. Leading Embrace Grace, which is for single and pregnant moms, and leading Embrace Life, which is for single moms, really does help me day in and day out. It's a 12-week program that every week I'm held accountable. Every week I understand that there are a group of girls who are ready to hear from me, and not just what the not just what the church says that they should hear, but what the Bible says they should hear, what the real world says they should hear from a biblical and Christian aspect. And so knowing that there is a group of women who are learning from me as a single mom, as a mom who's been through it, it really does help keep me accountable. It helps me in that decision making. You know, I have a decision to make. Is this something that's respectable? Is this something that I would encourage anybody else to do? And that's how it helps me. I go to lead these groups after working 2 jobs. I'm so tired. And on my way over there to lead, I'm praying and I'm saying, okay, God, I need you to give me supernatural energy because I can't do this without you. And by the time I'm leaving the group, I'm praying on my way home, okay, God, that was so amazing. Now you're going to have to help me sleep tonight because I'm on a holy high.
Regardless of the things I've done.